Hello everyone.
Hello, sir.
Good morning, Sai.
Hi, good
Hi.
morning,
Good morning,
sir.
sir.
Good morning everyone. Good morning everyone. Good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, shall we start our class?
Yes, sir.
Fine. Okay. Okay, so in our yesterday's class, we have discussed many topics, right? In S3, small topics like classes, tiers, versioning, okay, and the static website hosting, right? All those things we have seen in our yesterday's class. We have so many other topics are there in S3. Those we are going to see one by one today. Okay, so let's do it. Okay, so first we are going to start with life cycle management, LCM. Life cycle management. Right, here in this life cycle management, we make use of classes, right? So we have different classes in S3, S3 standard, S3, IA, S3 one zone IA, S3 glacier, deep archive, all those things we are going to use. That means we are going to connect all those classes for automatic transition of data. Okay, life cycle management. Okay, so here what we do, when you upload data to first class, that data will be automatically migrated to here. Then automatically that will be migrated to here, like that. Data will be migrated automatically after any number of days, whatever number you give. For example, if I give 30, that will be migrated automatically after 30 days, right? That is how this lifecycle management works. Let's see this one. Already theoretical, already we have discussed. Now we are going to jump into practicals. Okay, let's do it. Guys, you remember theory, right? Everyone, please respond. Lifecycle management, already we discussed theoretically.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
sir.
Remember, right, everyone?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay. So let's log into account. Okay. Now go to services. And here you can see under storage section S3. Just click that. So I'll create one bucket. Already I have one bucket is here. Let me delete all existing buckets so that I can show you from the scratch. Let's create a bucket. Give any name. I'll give name lifecycle management hyphen random characters. I'm creating bucket in Mumbai and make it public. Acknowledge and create bucket. Okay, fine. Now in this bucket, if I upload any object, by default that object will go and sit in the first storage class S3 standard. But after certain number of days, that object should be automatically migrated to some other class. Automatically that should happen. So for that, we are going to enable lifecycle management. So where you get that option, go to management. So under management, you can see lifecycle rule. So we need to create one rule, lifecycle rule that we call. Okay. Now create lifecycle rule. Click here. Okay. Now give any name to that rule. Any name. I'll give my rule. I have lifecycle. Okay. My rule. Any name. That's up to you. Now, see here. Limit the scope of this rule using one or more filters, or this rule applies to all objects in the bucket. What I said, if you upload any object to the bucket, that object backend that will be migrated automatically. to different storages, correct? So that you want to apply to all objects in the bucket or only few objects in the bucket. So here, if you choose second option, that rule will be applicable to all objects in the bucket. But if you want to limit that one to few objects, then you choose the first option. Okay, choose the first option, and here you have to give the filter. Filter in the sense, see, suppose you want to migrate that objects having common name, like I want to migrate objects starting with the name test. Then what do? You give test star. Test star. That means any object having name test, only those objects will be migrated. But okay, that actually we won't do it. We generally apply to this, apply to all objects in the bucket. So select second option and acknowledge. That means whatever object you keep in the bucket, all objects will be migrated one by one. I mean, all in one go. Okay, fine. Now, here you can select options as per your requirement. Lifecycle rule actions. See here, transition to current version or different versions. Right? If you enable versioning, so every time you modify object, that would be stored as a new version. That right? So that transition you want to apply to current version. That means main file, or you want to apply to previous versions also. That's up to you. I would like to apply this one to current version only. The transition should not happen to previous versions. That is what I want. That's why I'm going to select the first one only. If you want that transition should apply to older versions also, then you can select second one also. Okay, expire current version. That means at the last, see, we have 6 stages, right? At the last, I want that object should be deleted automatically. If you want this kind of a feature, then you click here, expire current versions of object. Okay, expire. That means at the end, after a couple of days, that object will be deleted automatically. If you don't want that, you uncheck this one. How many number of days that we are going to set? Okay, that I'm going to show you. Okay, yeah, fine. That's it. Others based on that you can select. Okay. Now here we need to enable transition rule. See, transition current versions of object between storage classes. Okay. Now what I'm going to do, see here, I'm going to select standard IA. You give any number of days. For example, I'm giving 10. But what they're saying here, they're saying a minimum of 30 days is required. Minimum 30. That means these are my 6 classes. And finally, this is deletion. Okay. So when I upload object to S3 standard, that will be automatically migrated. That data will be moved. That will be moved after. See, minimum 30 they are asking to give. So 30, you give 30. Minimum 30, you can give any numbers here. I can give 30 or any number. More than 30. Equal or more than 30. Okay, I'm giving 30. That means when you put some data, that will be automatically migrated to second class. That is S3 standard IA. You can see standard IA. Now add one more transition. See, add transition. Here, what is the next one? Intelligent tiering. Here I'm giving. See, here also minimum 30 in every class. You can see 30. Okay. 30. So I'm giving 30. Right. That means, see here, if you give 30 here, actually it throws error. Okay, let me just show you. Let me click here, create. See, it is showing an error. Even though after giving 30, still why it is showing an error? What they are saying here, the integer value for intelligent tiering must be at least 30 more than the value for standard IA. Whatever value here you are giving, right? Okay, you should add 30 or more than that to this particular value. That means here the number should be minimum 60 or more than that. 60. That means from here to here, that data will be migrated to here after 60 days. That means here to here 30 only. Okay, that means when you upload any object, after 60 days, that data will go to intelligent tiering. That is all. Add one more. If you want the data should be stored here itself, that's it. You can proceed further without selecting other transitions. But if you want continuous transition, then you can add one more. That's up to you, any number that you can add. One zone IA, here you should give minimum 90. 90. That means here to here 30 only. But here to here it is 90. That means when you upload any object, after 90 days, that object will go to one zone here. Got it? Now add one more. Here glacier. Okay, here, what is the value they are giving? Okay, 120, I'm giving 120. Okay, same. One more. Glacier deep archive. 150. But see, what is this? It is showing an error. The integer value for glacier deep archive must be at least 90 days more than the value of glacier. That means you add 90 to 120. 90 to 120. That is 210, right? So minimum you have to give 210. That is how they have given. You know, that is how. That means when you upload any object, that will go to glacier deep archive after 210 days. Okay, that is how actually it works. So this transition happens automatically. This applies to all objects in the bucket, right? Now, see, we enabled the expiration. See, okay, just acknowledge. Okay, what they're saying here: transition to small objects to glacier deep archive will incur as per the cost. Actually, glacier and glacier deep archive, they are designed for big objects. Okay, so if you keep small, that is not actually designed for small objects, but if you want, you can keep. But they have designed for big objects. That's what they are saying. Okay, so that means even if you upload small objects, also you will get billed. That's what they are saying. Okay, acknowledge. That's okay. We are in free tier. You don't need to worry. 5 GB free tier. Okay, number of days after expiration. See, we enable this option, right? Expire current version. So here, after how many days that object should get expired? That means here at the end, that object should be deleted. That's what I said here. So after how many days that object should get deleted? So here you give that number. I'm giving, you can give any number. If that's, you know, if condition is not satisfied, then it will throw an error. Okay, I'm giving some, you know, are they showing anything here? How many number of days? Okay, I'll give 220. Will they accept? Now click here, next. Create rule. Acha, rule got created. Okay, let me go back. Okay, so actually I was just testing whether the 210, 220 works or not. Okay, earlier it was not. Okay, let me give again. One second. Let me just go back and let me delete and let me do it again. Just I was checking that option they have enabled or not. So I'm creating rule freshly. Create rule. Yeah, I'll give my rule. My rule. This rule should be applicable to all objects in the bucket. Acknowledge, transition to current version and expire current version. Okay, here 30 days. Add one more transition. Here 60 days. Add one more. Here 90. Add one more. Here 120. Add one more. Here 210. Okay. Then acknowledge. Okay. Expiration. When you want that object should be expired. Okay. You can give any number. Okay. I want after 250 days. Any number. Okay. That means when you upload any object, okay, after 250 days, that object will be deleted automatically. That's the meaning here. Whatever number you want, you can give. But that should be more than this number. More than 210. Remember that. Now, scroll down. You can see here, you can verify whatever is selected. 0, 30 days, 60, 90, 120, 210, and that object will be deleted after 250 days. That's it. Now create a rule. Create rule. That's it. I have created lifecycle rule. That's it. Now onward. See, this I can't show you practically, right? Because we need to wait. See, we have applied lifecycle rule in this particular bucket. That means in this bucket, whatever object that you upload, for example, let me upload any object. Let me create any file. Okay. See, you can see there is a file called chart. Let me just upload it. Drag and drop. Okay. Now, fine. Just click on upload. I did not make it public. That's okay. See, by default, it is taking standard, right? Standard. So after 30 days, automatically this class will be different. After 30 days. Here you can see standard IA. After again 30 days, again class will be different. So after 250 days, today is 19th, right? 19th August. So you calculate exactly 250 days after today. Okay. After 250 days, this object will be deleted automatically. Okay, that is what life cycle management. Okay, whatever object you upload to this bucket, this transition applies to all objects in the bucket. Okay, that is what life cycle management. Simple topic, easy topic. Understood? I'll come to all your doubts because so many small topics are there. Let me cover all those things at the end of class. I'll clarify all your doubts. Okay, that's why I'm not going to delete this one, right? Okay, next topic is replication. Replication. Replication is in the sense copying the data from one bucket to another bucket. This is one bucket, this is another bucket. I want to copy the data. But already we have seen manually in last class how to copy data manually from one bucket to another bucket. Okay. Now we are going to see automatically. I want that data should be copied automatically. Okay, automatically. So that means whatever data we upload here, that should get copied to this bucket automatically. No need manual intervention. So that we are going to see now. Okay, that concept we call replication. Replication manually, automatically also, but mainly this word we use for automatic data transfer. Okay, let me show you. Yeah, let me create one new. I'll create one new bucket. Create bucket. Give any name. I'll create two buckets, guys, in two regions. Let me show you. One bucket I'll create in Mumbai. Another bucket I'll create in Singapore. Then I will enable that replication concept. Okay, let's do it. Hyphen some random characters. Then see here, this bucket I'm creating in Mumbai region, right? Now make it public. Acknowledge. Create. My Mumbai bucket is ready. Okay, I'll create one more bucket in Singapore. Create bucket. Singapore hyphen. Then here, create bucket in Singapore. Okay. Then acknowledge. Create. Okay. So if you want the data should be copied automatically from one bucket to another bucket, you need to create one replication rule. You need to create one replication rule, that too where in source bucket. You need to do that in source bucket. Okay, here two things you have to understand, three things. The first one is you do it that one in source bucket, right? While giving, you will give destination bucket information so that whatever data you put here, that will be copied here to here. But remember one thing, this is only one way. This is not in a reverse way. When you put something data here, that won't get copied here. No, it is only one way. When you put something in Mumbai, that will be copied to Singapore. That is one thing, only one way, not in a reverse way. Second thing, if you add any object, that will be added, that will be created. But if you delete this one, that won't get deleted. I'm repeating, if you put any object, that will be copied automatically. But if you delete this object, that won't get deleted. That won't get deleted. Earlier, this used to be there. Earlier, that object used to get deleted earlier. But recently, they removed that option. Okay, if you put only creation, not destruction. Okay, if you put, that will be copied. If you delete, that won't get deleted. Remember that. Okay. Now. So go to source bucket, Mumbai bucket, and let's enable replication rule. So how to enable? Go to management. Here you can see, if you scroll down, replication rule. Okay. Now create one replication rule. Give any rule name. What's your, I'll give my name. Any okay, I'll give my rule. My test rule. My test rule. Okay. Now status. Okay. Enabled. Fine. Now source bucket is in Mumbai. From here only data should be copied. Okay. Here also you want to copy only few objects, only few objects having the common name, or you want this applicable to all objects in the bucket. So I want this rule should be applicable to all objects in the bucket. Then it is asking, Sai, then what is your destination bucket? See, my destination bucket is what? Singapore, right? So here you select Singapore. See here, choose a bucket in this. That destination bucket could be in other accounts also. This need not to be in my account. That could be in other accounts. Earlier that option was not there again. They have added this option recently. So here you can see, choose a bucket in this account or specify a bucket in another account. If you click on another account, then see here, we have to give account ID. Account ID. Okay, so from where we get account IDs? Simple. Here you can see, yeah, this is my account ID. You can see 110988 something. This is my account ID. So if I want to copy these objects to bucket which is there in your account, then I need to enter your account ID here. Then in your account, there could be one bucket to which I want to copy the data. So that bucket name we have to keep here. That is all. So no, as of now, that bucket is in my account only. That's why I'm going to choose. It is in the same account. Now here you browse the bucket, destination bucket. Click here. Browse. Which bucket? You choose Singapore. Because this is where you want to copy the data, right? Select that Singapore bucket. Now choose path. That's okay. Replication. Yeah, here you have to understand one thing. You can see two warnings that are showing here. Here, enable bucket versioning at the beginning. Okay. And also if you scroll down, one more warning. Enable versioning. Here also. See, if you want this replication to be enabled, you need to enable versioning at both buckets. At both buckets, you need to enable versioning. Here also. You need to enable. That is a mandate. That's a prerequisite. That's a condition that they have given, guys. You need to enable versioning. Okay. So here you enable. This is source bucket. The first warning is for source bucket. Click here. You can see here, they have mentioned it. Source bucket. That means my Mumbai bucket. Enable. Enable versioning. Then this is for what? Destination bucket. Okay. These are prerequisites that they have to. Okay, done. Now something they're talking about IAM role. IAM role. IAM is actually a different service. Anyways, after S3, we are going to discuss IAM only. If let me show you. See here. Yeah, you can see here. Under security, you can say IAM. Correct. This is one more service actually. But here, try to understand one thing, that is, if you want to copy, if you want to link two buckets for automatic data transfer, we use IAM role. IAM role. Okay, we use IAM role. Just remember that much. What is that role? How to create that role? Need not worry, everything will be taken care automatically. Simple. Here you can see it is asking to choose IAM role. Now click here, you can see create new role. And that's it. Automatically required role will be created automatically. If at all you want to connect to two buckets automatically, okay, then we use IAM role. Simple. Okay. We have IAM class there. I'm going to explain very, very clearly what is the actual purpose of this role. Okay. That's it. Other options, whether you enable or not, that's up to you. It's whether you want to encrypt that one so that data will be encrypted automatically. Destination, whether you want to keep in the same class or you want to change the class. If at all any object is here, whatever class that belongs to, in destination bucket also that will take the same class. But now if you want to change, yes, you can change here. Click here, then you can choose a class. And yes, you can choose. These are the pretty new options they have given. That's okay. You need not to worry about them. Okay, additional options which are not mandatory. Now click here, save. That's it. See, I have created one rule. This is my rule. You can see this is my rule. These are source bucket, these are destination bucket details. Okay, source bucket name, anyways, they are giving details here, source bucket. Okay, one IAM role got created automatically, required role. Okay, so now onward, see, if I put any object here, automatically that will be copied automatically. Okay, so let me show you how to do it. Simple. Go inside Mumbai bucket and let me upload any object. Upload. Add files. Any file, you take any file. Open. Okay. Now, permission, that's okay. If you want to make it public, private, no need. Now click here, upload. And close. That's it. So I have uploaded one object in my Mumbai bucket. So this object should be automatically replicated to Singapore bucket, correct or not? So let's go and verify. Go to Sri. Yes. Now go to Singapore. Yeah. Where is this object? Tell me, guys. Where is that object? Do you find any object over here?
Show version.
In versions, I think.
No. Hit refresh.
Version.
If you hit refresh, that will
Okay.
work. Okay. Fine. So you need to hit refresh if you don't find that object. That actually that got copied, but in your website that is not getting updated. That's the only thing. Okay. So you can see automatically that object you can see here, right? That is how it works. Okay. Now, whatever data you put there, that will be copied automatically. Okay. Again, same what I said. If you delete, that won't get deleted. If you want, you can try. Okay. Earlier that used to get deleted, but that is not the case nowadays. And reverse will not work. Reverse no need, right? See, whatever data logically, whatever data you put here, that is getting copied. Okay. I mean, if you put any data separately here, that won't get copied. That is for sure. Okay. That reverse will not work. Remember that. Okay. Now, if you want that reverse should happen, then you need to enable cross-region replication in destination bucket here again. That means this is going to be again your source bucket. That rule you have to create here. While creating, you need to click here. You need to give destination at this one. Then when you put something here, that will be copied here. That is so. So this replication rule from one to destination, source to destination, not in a reverse way. Remember that. Like that, you can create any number of rules. Let me show you. If you go to Mumbai bucket, you can create one more rule. You go to management here. You can see we have created one rule. Okay. Now you can create one more rule. That means you can have like this, one bucket. You could have one more bucket. From here, you can create one more rule. So that data will be copied to this bucket also. So simultaneously, you can copy data from one bucket to many other buckets. Okay, that is how actually it works. Understood? Chain also, chain reaction kind of also it works. Like, this is one bucket. Okay, that data will be copied on more bucket. That means you create rule from here to here. Then again, you go to this bucket, you create rule. Okay. Then when data comes here, that will be copied to there. Like that, you can use for, the way you want. They have given all features. Earlier, these many features were not there. Recently, they have added all these things. That is what? Replication. Understanding, right? Okay. Then coming to permissions. Okay. Coming to permissions. See, there are two levels of permissions. One is at object level, and the other one is at bucket level. Okay. So let's see all those things. Let me go inside any bucket. Okay, you can see in this bucket lifecycle management, I have one file. Okay. Now go to permissions. See, first one is bucket public access. That means while creating bucket itself, you will get an option whether to make that bucket public or private. So why are we making bucket public? So that we can see the objects inside the bucket. If you don't make bucket public, objects you can't see. It will throw an error. Okay. Yesterday in previous class, I have shown you, right? We uploaded one object, and by using that link, we have seen that object, right? In the same manner, if you want to do that, first bucket should be public. Then only inside objects you can make public. So that's why, first of all, while creating bucket itself, we are making that one as public. That's why you can see here. Block all public access, it is in off position. That means right now bucket is public. Fine. So if you scroll down further, yeah. This is a main ACL, access control list. Here you need not to worry about many options, guys, which are not actually related to this topic. I'll explain why it is so. See, you need to worry about the first one, bucket owner. Bucket owner means me, myself. Okay. So I'm owner. See, objects and bucket permission. ACL means permissions, access control list. So in objects, list is enabled. That means I can see the objects which are there inside this bucket. Because I'm owner, I can see that. That's what right now I can see. When I click on objects, I can see I can see, I'm seeing this one means right now, just because I'm seeing that one because just I have this permission list. I can delete that object also, correct or not? Because I'm owner, I can delete because I'm having right permission. I can see objects. I can delete those objects. Okay, because I have right permission. I can read permissions. Right now I'm seeing this console, this one, permissions tab, because this is enabled. I can modify these permissions here by clicking here, edit. By clicking on edit, I can modify. Yes, because I have right permissions. So these two for objects, these two permissions. Who can see objects, who can modify those objects, who can read permissions of this bucket, who can edit permissions of this bucket. So I'm owner, I have all access because I'm owner, right? So owner will have by default all access. That is one thing. Okay, fine. Now here, don't worry about these things. Here you can see these are not related here. Let me explain. Let me show you. Somewhere they used to give everyone object ownership. Yeah, fine. Okay. Here, observe carefully. Here, these are actually not required here. Okay, not related to this one. Because see, logically, I mean, not related means they are modifying, they are working on these options. Actually, these are related to some other services like, security token service and all. See, those who don't have AWS accounts, if you observe carefully here, everyone public access. You are giving bucket, public access to everyone. So everyone in the sense could be anyone. Without having AWS account, how can they see your bucket? Logically correct or not? Without having AWS account, how can they see your bucket? That is not possible, right? Okay. So here, this is for, see, anyone with AWS account, groups and all, see, users group and all. So these options are related to one more service called security token service. For temporary duration, we can give access to outsiders who those even they don't have AWS accounts. Okay, these are related to those options. Security token, we are giving token for temporary duration and all. That's why these are actually not relevant. So you can ignore this one. So here you need to worry about only one thing, that is while creating bucket, you can make it public, or after creating also from here, you can make that bucket public so that inside objects we can able to access. That is one thing. Second thing, bucket owner, I have all permission. That's a default by default. Okay. Now, I'll talk about bucket policy just in a while. First, let me explain about object permissions. Go to objects. Here, I'm inside. This is object. Go inside that object. Yeah, here, go to permissions. Yeah. Now here, see, it's same. Coming to this particular object, I have complete read access. I can read this object, this particular object, and I can read permissions of this object. I can modify permissions of this object. So this is object level. Okay. Whatever we have seen, that is at bucket level. That means that applicable to all objects. Okay. That applicable to all objects. But if you want to restrict out of all objects, if you want to restrict, yes, you can restrict from here. Okay. If you click, see, right now it is read. That means I can read this object. Okay. I can read. And I can read these permissions. I can modify this permission by clicking on edit because I am an owner. Now here they are giving only one option that we can use, that is, okay, that is everyone public. This we can use because they have enabled this option. If you click on edit, yes, here you can click this one, read. So if you click on read, just click here, understood, and save. That means public can see the data inside this one. Let me show you. Here we have given public read access, right? That means if you provide that object link to others, that already we have seen, right? See here. If you provide this object link, this object, if you provide this link to others, others can see the data inside your object. Okay, through browser. That is a public read access. Okay, that one you have to remember. And here, one more thing I would like to explain here. That is, let me go to buckets here. Go inside bucket. Go to permissions. Permissions. Now click here, edit. Edit. See, when you click on edit, if you want to change permissions at bucket level, if you scroll down, you'll get one more option, that is access for other accounts. So here you can give access to other accounts also. Like see here, I'm adding add grantees here. Click here. Now here you have to enter other account owner's canonical ID. From where we'll get canonical ID? See here. This is a canonical ID of mine. You can see this is a canonical ID. This one. See here, copy this entire thing. So other account also, in other account also you'll get canonical ID. Okay. Okay. So enter that canonical ID here. Okay, canonical ID of other account holders. Then if I click here, something I'm giving. If I click here list, that means other account, in other account, this bucket will be visible automatically. And they can see the list of objects which are inside the bucket. This bucket will be visible and he can see list of objects inside this bucket. If I check this one, they can edit the objects. My bucket objects he can see. He can edit from there. If he deletes from there, from here also that will be deleted. If I click this one, he can see the permission section of the bucket in his account. This section he can see in his account. He can see, but he can't edit. If I click this one, then he can modify the permissions also. That means you can give access to other account holders. See here, simple. Don't get confused. Here, this is for me because I'm bucket owner. Okay. And this is you are giving access to other account holder. Two things at bucket level, remember that. Two things of permissions. Now, coming to object level also, if I go inside buckets here, let me go inside object. Here also, go to permissions. Now edit. Edit. Here also, I'm owner because I have complete access to this object. And I can give public access, read access. Those who don't even have AWS accounts, by using link, they can see the data which is there inside my object in a browser. That already which we have seen. Okay, I have shared the link, right? Object link. If you paste in a browser, you can see that object. Apart from that, here also we can give access to other account holders. So here, just you acknowledge because you are giving public access. Here you can see access for other account holders. Click add grantee here. Yes, here you give that canonical ID of other account holders. If you click here read, that other person, he can read this particular object. Okay, anyways that we are giving at bucket level. Even if you did not give at bucket level, if you give bucket level, that applicable to all objects. If you did not give at bucket level, and if you click here, so in the bucket, you can see only this particular object, not other objects. At bucket level, you did not give read access. That means he can't see objects in the bucket. Here you are enabling this. That means he can see only this particular object in the bucket. Okay. If you did not give that read and write permissions at bucket level, but if you are clicking here, that means he can see the permission section of this particular object in his account. If you click here, then he can modify these permissions. He will get edit option here. The way we got edit option, right? That we selected edit. Then we are modifying all these things. He also can modify. That is how we can do it. That means here also simple. Don't get confused. I am bucket owner. I have complete access. I have complete access. Here you can give access to other account holders. Apart from that, you can give public read access. Those who don't have accounts also, they can read the data which is inside your object. Sorry, inside your bucket and objects. Yeah, reading data which is inside your object. Okay, that's all. Now, but that's okay, as we don't use other accounts and all in company, we maintain one account only. So we rarely deal with these things. So don't worry. Okay, even if you have any confusion also, that's okay. You can ignore that. That's not so important. Now, as someone asked in previous class, I want to make all objects public in one go. I have 1,000 objects. Actually, while uploading itself, we'll verify whether to make it public or not. No, sir, I have 1,000 objects. I want to make all objects public. As for that, only we use bucket policy. If you want to deal with large number of objects in one go, then we use bucket policy. That will be written in a JSON script. You can see it provides access to the object stored in the bucket. Okay. Fine. That is all. So that's okay. That's beyond the scope of this code. So you need not worry because you have to write JSON script for that. Got it? Yeah. Okay, so here two more things that you have to understand. That is, let me create one bucket. Let me show you two more things. Create object. Sorry, let me create bucket. I'm giving a name called something demo hyphen some random characters. Now, see here, while creating bucket only, I'm making it public. Acknowledge. Create bucket. If your bucket is private, you can't make object public. It will throw error. Then again, you have to, make bucket public. Okay, I have created one bucket. In this bucket, let me upload two files. One is zip file, another one is normal any other file. Okay, you can see here one text document is there, right? Let me upload it. Okay, I have uploaded one text document. Let me upload one zip file also. Yeah, okay, you can see something, some file is there, frames. Let me upload. I have uploaded both, one normal text document and one is zip file. Okay, and I have uploaded. Now, make them public. See here, permissions, grant public read access. I'm giving public read access. So without having accounts also, they can access my object, provided if I share the link. Acknowledge and upload. Okay, now close. Okay. See, for each object, we'll get a link, correct or not? If I want to share, what I do, see here. I click that object, I copy the link, I share to public. See here, when they copy link in their browser, they can able to see content inside that object. Could be any content. Okay, could be any content. See, they are seeing the content inside that particular object. Okay. But if it is a zip files and all, those will be downloaded automatically. Because we can't even open that file. Zip file, that can't be opened. Even if it is an image, that will be opened. But if there's zip files and all, those will be opened. See, let me copy the link and let me paste. Enter. See, that is getting downloaded. So if you want to give any download access to others, then you should give that one in a zip file. Okay, you should, zip it and you should upload, then that will be downloaded. Okay, all other files will be opened. Okay, for example, if you have uploaded one image, that will be opened. Okay, if you upload any video here, that will be played automatically. When they use a link, that will be played. Okay, just like the way you play video in Google Drive, in that manner. That is so. Okay. So as of now, they are not giving download option directly to public. If it is a normal file, if it is a zip file anyways, that will be downloaded. If it is a normal file, how to download? They are not giving. Actually, they are working on it. They are, they may give in future. Okay. Since I'm account owner, if I want to download, yes, I can download here. See here, I'm account owner. By going inside account, yes. Here you can see directly they are giving download option that you can download. But for public, those who don't have AWS accounts, download option is not there. If it is not zip file, if it is zip file, yes, they can download. Okay, just remember that one. Let me just summarize all these things, guys, because this topic is a bit tricky. Let me summarize all these things. This is bucket. If you want to access any object, okay, if you want to access, means if outsiders, if they want to access any object, that could be an outsider, that could be an other account holder. Outsider means who don't have AWS accounts. So for that, first you need to make bucket public, then only you can make object public. Okay, object public. So after making public, if that object is zip file, that will be downloaded if someone try to access. If it is normal file, that file will be opened. Open. This is one thing. Second thing, bucket is there. You can give public read. You can give access to other account holders. Other account holders. Okay, with respect to seeing the date, seeing the bucket in his account, with respect to seeing objects in his account, with respect to seeing permissions of that bucket, with respect to changing permissions, listing objects, okay, editing those objects, okay, they can see the permissions and they can edit permissions, bucket. Same with respect to individual object also. If you did not give these things, okay, but still you can give object level permissions to others, so that they can see, they can do all these things with respect to this particular object. They can see this particular object, they can edit this object, they can change permissions of this particular object, they can see permissions. Okay, that is so. That's up to you whether you want other account holders should see all buckets, all objects, or bucket and few objects. That is up to you. Okay, so this is all about permissions. That's okay. Even though if at all any confusion is there, just go through this class once again. Okay, 2 to 3 times, then confusion will be clarified. And you need not to put much stress on understanding this one. No need, because we don't deal these things. Other account concept will not even come in companies, because in companies we maintain one account only. Everyone will log into the same account as a IAM user. That I'm going to explain in IAM class. Companies, they maintain only one account, so there is no question of using other accounts and all. So don't worry about those things. Fine. Now coming to next topic, that is transfer acceleration. Transfer acceleration. You know, right? What is transfer acceleration? This is S3 bucket. This is see, S3 bucket is in somewhere in like Singapore. The user is somewhere in USA. If he wants to upload data, for him it takes a lot of time because distance is pretty huge, right? USA, this guy is in USA means where? He will work in a same account only, but he will go to any region in USA, he will work there. Since I'm in Singapore, if I'm in Singapore, I work in Singapore. So my colleague, he wants to upload some data. He wants to upload to my bucket. Okay, simple guy. See, right now, let me show. Right now, I'm in India. Right now. Okay. But where is this bucket? This bucket is in Singapore. I'm in India. This bucket is in Singapore. Okay. If I want to upload from my laptop to these buckets, here, this is dragging and dropping. If I drag and drop any object, okay, here for any object, something like this, that means I'm uploading the data from India to Singapore. Correct? So obviously distance is huge. It takes good amount of time. If distance is, very, very huge, okay, then it takes some more amount of time, right? This assume that bucket is in Singapore, some user is in USA. So to upload data, it takes a lot of time. To address that issue, we have discussed this transfer acceleration, correct? So in that case, what we do first, they upload data to edge location, nearest edge location. From there, that will be routed. That's what I said. These are edge locations provided by AWS. We have, 200 plus edge locations are there. 100 plus actually. Now they are adding many edge locations. In fact, 150 plus are there as of now. Some people, they say 200 also, but that's okay. Don't remember those numbers. So there are many edge locations which are present in, many countries, 25 plus countries. Okay. So many countries. So what we do, if you enable transfer acceleration, if you upload any object, that will go to nearest edge location. From there, that will be routed. That's what we discussed, right? Theoretically, already we have seen all these things. Okay, now we are going to see practically. Guys, tell me one thing, everyone. Please respond. You remember, right? Transfer acceleration.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Everyone.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. So now let me show you how to deal with this transfer acceleration. So what advantage we are getting between edge locations and S3 bucket? S3 bucket means that is somewhere in one region. So between edge location and regions, they have high speed internet connections. Okay, that's why we are uploading within less time. Okay, upload transfer rate would be pretty fast. So if you want to do that, simple, just you need to enable that option. Let me go to any bucket. Okay, demo bucket is there. Okay, demo bucket is there. Let me delete all objects. Delete. I would like to upload freshly. Okay, permanently delete. Just copy it. Then delete. Okay. So my bucket is empty. What I do, first I will enable transfer acceleration. How to enable? Go to properties, scroll down at the bottom, somewhere you will find. Yeah, here you can see transfer acceleration. Right now it is disabled. What do you do? Edit and just enable. That's it. Just enable. That's it. Now save. Okay. Enable transfer acceleration. Fine. Now this bucket is where it is in Mumbai. Okay. Assume that you are from different countries. Okay, right now. You also will log into my account only, because in companies we use one account only. You log into my account as a normal user. Assume that somewhere you are in USA. Okay. So if you want to upload any data to my bucket, you can access S3 section right here. If you want to upload any object from your laptop to this bucket, okay, then that object will go to nearest edge location first. Automatically, that object will go to nearest edge location first. From there, that will be routed. From there. Okay, simple. So you might be getting, see how to upload, or else let me show you practically one. Okay, I'll show you from the scratch again. Let me create one bucket, guys, in some other country. Create bucket, USCA hyphen some random characters. I'm giving. Okay. See here, I'm going to select a region somewhere in USCA. Okay, so you can see. Okay. North Virginia. I'm creating bucket somewhere in USA. Right? Now make it public. Acknowledge. Create. Right now, this bucket is in USA. Where I'm now, I'm in India. Correct? Now I want to upload something to this bucket. I want to upload. So how can I upload? I can simply drag and drop. Let's see here. You take anything. Okay. Okay, this file is a chart file. I'll drag and drop. See here, I'm uploading, right? So when I upload, what is happening at backend? That object is going to nearest edge location first between India and USA. From there, that will be uploaded to that bucket, this one, USA bucket. That happens at backend automatically, that you can't see. See here, I have uploaded now upload. That's it, I have uploaded. That's what actually happened. That object went to nearest edge location first. From there, that got uploaded to USA bucket. That's what actually happened. Now you might be thinking, Sai, without transfer acceleration, even if we upload, okay, that time also we are getting the, we did not see any latency, any delay. See, we are uploading a small object. That's why you won't find the difference. But when you upload huge amount of data, definitely you can find the difference. Now you have a doubt. Sai, how can we, trust? With the transfer acceleration, we are getting more speed. How can we trust? That we can't see here, right? See this. For that, they are giving one option that you can see. That is, if you go to properties, okay, in transfer acceleration, okay, earlier they used to provide link here, or else directly you can search here. S3 transfer acceleration. Transfer acceleration comparison. You'll get one link, guys, actually. Yeah, here. You can see when you click that website, you can see it. Now from here, you can compare the speed right now. What is the current speed? Okay. Now you can see different regions, right? Okay. It is showing North Virginia. This is direct upload speed. This is transfer accelerated S3, accelerated transfer upload speed. That means, right now I'm in Mumbai. Sorry. Okay. I'm in India right now. From India, if I want to upload anything to North Virginia, okay, then if I upload directly without enabling transfer acceleration, then I'll get this speed. But if I enable transfer acceleration, then I'll get this speed. Now it will show the differences. If you wait, then it will show the difference. Yeah, you can see I'm getting 5% faster transfer rate. Okay, if I enable directly, I'll get this speed. But if I enable transfer acceleration, I'll get 5% extra speed. Okay, the same thing. Right now I'm in India. I want to upload something to San Francisco. Okay, then if I upload directly, I'll get this speed. But if after enabling transfer acceleration, if I upload, then I'll get this speed that it is going to show now. Okay, that is so. That kind of extra speed. So here, since you are getting extra speed, that whatever that 5%, for that you need to pay extra money. Okay. It is not always, it's not like always, transfer acceleration speed should be faster than direct upload. No, sometimes it might be slower, transfer acceleration. I'll tell you in what all the cases. For example, see here, you are getting 15% faster, right? See, right now, I mean, okay, right now, actually, right now I'm in Hyderabad. Right now, today. Okay, I'm in Hyderabad. Now, my bucket is somewhere in Mumbai. Okay, bucket is in Mumbai. Now, if I enable transfer acceleration, assume that that edge location is somewhere in Chennai. Assume edge location is Chennai. If I upload directly, see here, I'm uploading directly. Distance is very less. I can upload directly. But after enabling transfer acceleration, if you upload, that will go to nearest edge location. From there, that will be uploaded. This it is saying long path. Correct or not? That's why sometimes transfer acceleration could be slower. What are the cases? If your current location and your bucket location is, if they are near, then sometimes it would be slow also. Because edge location is somewhere, very far. So here we don't need any edge location. Directly we can upload. Correct. So you will get advantage mostly when distance is pretty huge between you and the bucket. In those cases, you will get advantage. Okay, this is one. Second thing, sometimes it, yeah, that's the only thing. That's the only thing. Sometimes it depends upon that, that particular day weather conditions also. Okay, the weather is not so good, like rainy, cloudy, and all, that would be slower sometimes. Okay, the place where that edge location is located, the place. Okay, that also depends. Now you can see if I want to upload something to Dublin, the bucket which is in Dublin from Mumbai. I mean, Mumbai means India. So here 39% faster I get. So here I can enable transfer acceleration. Like this, we can verify. See, practically simple. Just go to transfer acceleration, edit, just enable. Okay, just enable and save. That's it. Now onwards, you upload any object to this bucket. That will go to nearest edge location. From there, that will be routed. That is a simple practical. Okay. That is so. This also we use rarely when we deal with huge amount of data. Okay, not kind of small objects and all. Okay. Fine. So these are the things, guys. Just remember these are more than enough. A few more things I need to explain when I talk about AWS command line interface and logs and all. We are going to see in VPC class. Okay. Yes, whatever some topics which are pending, those we are going to see in our other classes also. Okay, because this is related to, yes, these are interlinked with other options. So when I talk about those services, again I'll come back. In S3 also we are going to use in VPC we are going to use S3. Okay, in that log section and all, in many other areas. Okay, we use in command line. When I talk about in IAM also we are going to use S3. When I talk about command line interface, that time also we are going to use S3. Okay, and in many other locations. Okay, fine. As of now, you can think S3 is over, but not completely. Okay, all important topics we covered. Few topics we are going to cover it when I talk about when I deal with other services. Right. Fine, guys. If you have any doubts, you can ask me now. Let me unmute you all. Any doubts from anyone?
So in policy, the 4 points are there. What is the defined?
Which one? Where?
When on policy, when we enable the public access. Yeah, this edit.
These are
these 4 policies. Yeah.
Yeah. These are actually, that's what public access. What kind of access? Bucket. You are making bucket public, right? You are making bucket public. So that related to granular level. Okay. New access means after new. I mean that's a particular time duration based on after that only. Based on time duration after that only. That objects people can able to access. Any access, that means any older duration also. Like they are giving some minute level few things, but that's why we not worry. That's why we are directly they are giving one direct option here. Okay, just remember this one. These are not so important actually.
Okay.
SI.
Yes, please.
I have a doubt about this transfer acceleration. Can they use our location? Because suppose I am in Pune and I am uploaded data. Or suppose their edge location is in Mumbai. Then is they transfer to Mumbai? Or suppose another in Hyderabad. Miss, I'm asking about suppose there to transfer edge location. One is Mumbai, one is another in Hyderabad.
No. That data you don't even need to know where is your edge location. That you can't even come to know. So when you upload to your bucket, the data will be automatically routed to nearest edge location. That could be anywhere. From there, that will be routed to bucket. Okay. So here you don't even need to worry about edge locations, which edge location, when it is going, how many edge locations it is going. That is unnecessary for you.
Okay.
Got it?
Thank you, sir.
Hello, sir.
Yes, please.
Actually, this transfer relaxation, it is applicable for the downloading also.
Yeah, for downloading only, that's what we are going to discuss. Cloud front. I told you, right? These edge locations are not designed for transfer. They are designed for cloud front purpose, right? Yeah, there we are going to discuss that one. As of now, it is only for uploading only.
And also one more thing. What is the difference between read public access and read permissions?
See, you go to permissions where you are talking about this one.
Yeah. Access control list.
Yeah. Here, which one? Read permissions.
This was objects. It is showing as list.
List.
Read, right?
See here, list means I can see objects. Here, read means I can see the permissions page. This is permission right here. This is ACL permissions. Seeing objects, seeing permissions is different, right? This is permissions page, correct? Now I am seeing this one because I have read access. I can see list of these objects. I can see objects list because I have this permission. I can delete objects because I have write permission. I can edit this permission by clicking edit option here. Yes, because I have write permission.
So you have write permission. Okay.
One is for objects, one is for permissions.
I got confused. Thank you.
Any more doubts from anyone?
Sai, I have a doubt.
Yes, please.
Yeah, in lifecycle management, we mentioned 30, 60, 90, 120 days. How the duration would be calculated? Like from date of uploaded or from the last access to date?
The date of uploaded, the day you uploaded.
In that case, we would be losing the data, right? What is the use of?
That is what, if you want that kind of transition, see, I have uploaded one object. After 30 days, I don't want that object. After 30 days, that object is not so important. Then you enable transition like that. If you have this kind of scenario, if you have this kind of concept, simple newspapers, okay, they may read later also, but if that is not required, see, after I don't want, newspapers related to newspapers data related before 1 year, I don't want, then automatically those will be deleted. If you have this kind of scenario, this kind of requirement, then you go for this one. Got it? If you don't want, then you manually upload that data in the bucket and keep it safe forever.
Okay. But what AI will do if we select in the second option, we have automatically it will transit, right? Data.
Right. Yeah.
Access.
Right.
Access. So if we enable that option, no need to have this lifecycle management configuration, right?
Which one? Which option?
The second option we have, you said that in the backend, AI will take care of based on the accessibility, how frequently we are accessing the data.
That is, yeah. If you enable, yes, that is just a storage class, right? Intelligent tiering, correct? If you upload data in there, automatically that data will be placed according to the importance of the data, but data won't get transitioned again and again. That will place in one place. That's it, fix. Okay. That is all. Many options they are giving according to your use case. You choose that option.
Yeah. In the class, you said that a few challenges they are providing solution for few of the challenges. Like to know if there are any few more challenges so that we can also think and we can also.
Yeah. So those actually, these are related. Few more things I need to explain because we are in actually those real-time scenarios I can provide only after completing VPC class, because whatever we are learning, right, EC2, EC3 and all, everything we are going to keep in VPC actually. So after understanding VPC only, because these are interrelated things. Okay. After understanding VPC only, at least you'll get an idea that yes, what we are going to do in companies. Okay. You have to wait till we cover that major topic. Understood? Because all these small topics will be part of VPC actually. Understood? For that, just we need to wait for a couple of more days.
Sai, for the replication where the object is copied from one bucket to another bucket automatically.
Yes.
So if the source object is deleted and the replication is in process, so still the object will be created in Singapore.
Yes, will be created. Why? Because you have enabled versioning. That's why they made versioning mandatory.
Okay.
Even though if you delete, that object is still safe. Correct or not?
Yes.
For that, for these kind of reasons, they enabled versioning.
Okay.
They made that one mandatory version.
Yeah.
Anyone
Means
else?
it won't get deleted, right?
That won't get deleted.
Somewhere it will be there.
Yeah. Behind delete marker that I have explained, right? Behind that will be saved. Delete marker. Any more doubts?
Hi, sir.
Yes, please.
I mean, in life cycle management, I have an object in storage classes, first storage classes, and then move into the last glacier or jump into the other storage classes. This is possible?
Acha, you want direct one jump. I don't want all these things.
Oh, yes.
You want to bypass. Yeah, that is also possible. That is it. Let me show you. Go to this life cycle rule. Yeah, here you can see. Create replication rule. Give any name, something, test, something. Enabling versioning. Okay, enable here. List all objects. Destination bucket. Choose any bucket. Okay. Then here you create a rule. Achha, sorry, we are. You are talking about that one, right? Okay.
You are in
life cycle
replication.
management. Life cycle management, right? Okay. Let me show you. Let me create life cycle management. Give any name. Acknowledge. Okay. Now you can bypass some cycles in between, some stages. For example, okay, standard I'm giving 30. After standard, I don't want this intelligent theory. Directly, I want to jump to the last. Yes, you select glacier.
Just selected.
Okay, but you have to give those many number of days. Like, you have to give that 220. What is this? Achha. The integer value for glacier debarker must at least 30 more than the value. Achha, okay. Earlier that was not there, but they have removed. Okay, fine. Now what you do? By giving 60, it will work.
60. Yes, sir.
60. So you bypass to some stages, right? Yes, acknowledge and create rule. Okay, expiration we have given, right? Okay, so expiration you give more than 60, like 60.
90 days, for example.
Oh yeah, you can give 90. Now create. See, it works. Okay. But earlier what used to happen earlier, even though if you bypass middle stages, that number used to remain same number. Okay, that means if you want to go to Glacier Debarker, 210 days you have given, right? Even if you skip all other stages to transition, we that minimum number, it used to take 210 minimum. Now they have removed that option.
Okay. Thank you.
Sai, without giving that expiry, is it possible?
That is possible. You don't enable that one. See here. You don't even enable that one. While creating here, you are enabling this option, right? Okay. If you don't enable, if you don't enable, you want that expire option.
So that after completing all the life cycles, it will store in
it will be stored in Debarker forever.
Okay, thank you.
That's all.
Side that JSON policy, how to write?
That you need not write because
for bulk object.
That actually actually what we are doing in company while uploading itself, we are modifying the permissions and all. Okay, while uploading. But if you want to do in a bulk and all, that script is mandatory. That is not required actually. Because learning that script JSON again, that's a big headache, right? So not so important.
Okay.
Not so important in the sense because So of the complexity of that script, learning script is not so easy, right? That is the reason.
Okay.
Any more doubts from anyone?
I mean, that script won't be right by us or
yeah,
any other team.
Others, no one will write. If you learn slowly later on, yes, you can write, but not required actually. We are not using that. Okay. While uploading itself, we are modifying permissions.
Sir, please tell me uncheck the check and the options once again.
Which way?
Where? Life cycle management rules.
Life cycle management rule. What are here?
Yeah. Once explain.
See, transition current version of this object. These are the stages, right? If I enable, when you upload any object, the current version only will be transitioned. Okay. But right? If you with that object is there, if you add one more line in that object, if you modify, you upload again with the same name. If you enable version, that will be stored as a one more version. Correct? Correct or not? In versioning already we have seen. If you want this transition applicable, should apply to versions also. Then you enable these ones here, previous versions. Okay. Expire current version. So this current version, at the end, you want it should get deleted or not. Okay. So if you want that should be deleted, you click here. Permanently deleted previous versions. So if you want this should be applicable to previous version also, then you delete that. Okay, then you click this one. Permanently delete previous version. Delete expired, delete markers or incomplete multi-uploads. See, sometimes while uploading, if you get internet connection and all issues and all, so whole object won't get uploaded. So if that is the case, that half of the object we don't need, right? So you click here so that incompleted uploads and all, those will be deleted. Delete markers also will be deleted. Delete marker, don't worry about that. That anyways we have seen in the versioning, right? But incompleted uploads, remember that. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Fine. Any more doubts? No doubts?
No, sir.
Okay. So that's it, guys, for today. Thank you all. See you in tomorrow's class. Okay. Thank you.